Good morning. Welcome to my channel. This is my little time for you guys when I talk to you about my little devotional that I have in the morning. I try to do like a 5 or 10 minute little devotional, read like a few verses, and then I like to kind of contemplate it through the day and kind of get an idea of what it is in my life. And this morning it was so cool. The devotional that I had this morning was Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And I'm like, God, what does that mean? How can I put this into play in my life today? And he said, you can have confidence in your faith because you have confidence in who I am. You are assured of who I am and that I am God and I'm taking care of everything. And that I own all the things of this earth, and that I'm going to take care of things. And I said, okay, then what about my faith? My faith is, how do I know that you're working in my life? He said, that's through your faith, that you know that I'm, as well as me, you can have the assurance that I'm working in your life because you can see me, you can hear me, you can see how I'm working in your life and building you into a new creature and changing your life. And what I'm doing in your life, you can have the assurance and the confidence that I'm doing in other people that you know's life. I'm working in their life the same as I'm working in your life. And I'm like, that's really cool, God. So you're working in me and you're building me up. My YouTube channel has been my saving grace. I have just enjoyed sharing with you my thoughts and my dreams and my cooking and how I handle Dusty, because it's not easy being a caregiver 24/7. You know, last night Dusty got up, it was like 3:30 in the morning. He stayed up till about 6, and then so that changed my whole schedule. And so this morning got off to a late start because it was just really difficult getting him up. But I have that confidence and I have that assurance, and I know that God's taking care of everything for me. He is making my way straight. Like this morning on my way into town, I had this little car. It was a little small car, and it was going 30 miles an hour, 25 and 30 miles an hour on a highway that was 45 and 55. And I'm like, oh God, what are you doing here? And God said, don't worry, just stay there. Just, you know, it's good, it's fine, I got it covered. And then I started to thinking in my mind, I said, okay, God has me behind this person, and he's driving, this is a fast lane where we can do 55 or we can do 45, depends on where I was on that road, and they're only doing 30. And I'm thinking, okay, God, you have a lesson for me in this. What is my lesson here? And he says, have faith in me and be assured that I know what's going to happen down the road, and that I may have to slow you down or I may have to speed you up, because the world runs in God's timeline, not our own, because we are just like a speck. We're gone in like a poof, we're gone. But God sees the beginning of time and he sees the end of time all in the same second. He sees the entirety of the human race. And we think, oh my gosh, you know, how can he see that? And it's mind-boggling to us, but to God it's not. But he sees such an infinite, he could hone down on like the 5 minutes that it took me longer, that it took me to get to where I was going. He already knew that that was going to happen. I don't know what he saved me from, what he did beforehand. There could have been something in the road that could have harmed me. I could have been in a wreck. There was a reason why God slowed me down. And all the time that he was slowing me down, he was giving me a lesson. It's like, slow down, listen to my voice, hear me, I'm here, hear me. And that goes back to that faith, that it's the substance of the things that I hope for. I hope for my daughter and my son to have a beautiful life that they can look back on when they're 65 or 70, and they could say, man, I had a beautiful life and I did things the right way and I was truly blessed. And my husband and I, we look back on our lives now, and sometimes we wonder if we did things right. But God says, you know what? Don't think about it. I was working in every single aspect of yours and Johnny's life, and I've got it all under control. And that I can't. There's nothing that I could do to change my children. Once they're grown, they're grown. They have to make their own choices. And that's the beautiful thing with God. He helps us make our choices. Just like God helped me make my choices. And I look back on the experiences that I had as a child. And if I hadn't have had those experiences, I might not have raised my children the way I did. Or I might not have been the woman that I am today. I might have been totally different. I might not have liked the person I would have turned out to be. So I'm thankful for what God has done in my life. And I see that God is working in my life every single day. And I hear it when I go back and I listen to what I have posted on YouTube. I get to hear it. And I'm like, wow, God, you did a great thing in me today. You really did a great thing in me today. And I can have faith. And I can have that true faith to know, just as God is working in my life, He's also working in your life. And He's working in my daughter's life. And He's working in my husband's life, and my mother, and my sister, my brother. He's working in everybody's lives, just as He's working in my life. I don't have a monopoly on God. God is everywhere, and He helps all of us. And you can have the faith and know that God is working in your life. It may not look like it right now, but I guarantee you, even in the dark times, that's when He is so there. He is right there with you. I went through some dark times this past year. It's been a really difficult year. But you know what? I look back now and I've seen the growth that I have had, and the growth that I'm still learning to grow, the ways that I'm learning to grow. I started this YouTube channel. I was afraid of the camera. I didn't even want to get in front of the camera, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot do this. God, I cannot do this. You know, I'm not beautiful. I'm not a 30-year-old that can just wing it. You know, I'm 56 years old, and I have grown children that should be doing YouTube, not me. But you know what? God said, I put you with a voice to be heard. And He says, I'm going to use you. And I'm just going to forward that on to you guys. God put you with a voice, and He's going to use you to do great and mighty things. And just remember, Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means that we can have faith that God is there, and we can have faith that just as God is working in my life and your life, He's also working in the one that you're praying for's life. He doesn't pick and choose. He works in all of our lives. So I want you to have a great day today. I took 8 minutes of your time, and I'm so sorry I went over my 5 minutes, but I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a great day. And think and meditate on that scripture in Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and you could be evident and you could be clear that He's working in everybody's life around you. Bye. Have a great day.